Hello, this video summarizes the Colorado blueprint to End Hunger's Workgroup, Increase in SNAP and WIC Enrollment, Workgroup Meeting 9, held on September 23, 2019. Workgroup 4 met for its 9th meeting to discuss recent activities and hear from small project teams. The small group projects met and reported the following. For the legislative group, they discussed two main projects, the first being increase in outreach funding, and the second being increase in benefits. The legislative group will focus on increase in outreach throughout this legislative year. The group brought a draft proposal for review and proposed to maintain rural SNAP outreach and increase funding focused on supporting student success. There was a discussion about leveraging federal dollars, what other mechanisms could be leveraged. The legislative group also heard about the Hope Center survey, which asked students about housing and food insecurity. The completed report for Denver area universities notes that 41% of students reported food insecurity. Finally, the group discussed outreach dollars available as being very flexible, which can allow for small community-based nonprofits to be brought on with those dollars. The next meeting for the group will be held on October 8th at 3 p.m. The technology group discussed the usage on obtaining telephonic signatures and notifications via text messages. Currently, the county can do SNAP applications and redeterminations over the phone. There is an interest from the Denver Human Services to take on the same technology. The group has determined there needs to be client input on the matter. Finally, the technology group has not determined their next meeting. And the cross-program alignment group noted the opportunity for lots of different cross-referrals. The group talked about both topics of medicine and SNAP, as well as education and SNAP, and the need to make sure we get the right people at the table, the need to focus in order to identify who that is. The question of grant funding being available was also discussed, and whether the Colorado Prevention Alliance funding can be redirected to accomplish that purpose. Finally, the area of toolkits was discussed, and it was noted multiple toolkits already exist, and the need to focus on what toolkits are working and what is not. State partners provided updates on current activities. The first draft of regulation changes are currently being finalized and will be going to the board around November or December. Changes in process pertain to the rewriting of the work requirements section. The work requirement exemption rules are to go into effect October 1st. The group also discussed employees first. Federal rule changes. At the federal level, the rule changes were made for immigrants that are looking to change visa statuses. Hunger Free Colorado put together some materials that are food assistance specific, and the implementation of the rule changes are set for October 15, but multiple changes in the courts could potentially cause a delay. Finally, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation was discussed, building up evidence of nutrition supports for low-income families, as well as several hospitals working together to evaluate enrollment support. CSU currently conducting research to evaluate cost of staying on SNAP versus benefits. The American Heart Association looking at materials from Workgroup 1 and evaluating them. Hunger Free is looking at the intersection between housing and SNAP, specifically the excess housing deduction, which is indexed to inflation. Housing currently isn't. And specifically, 25% of children were in households that hit the cap, and the 12-month project started in March if granted. And WIC is applying with Kaiser to look at joint interoperability between both systems. A full list of the workgroup meeting notes, the documents, as well as the presentations can be found on the Blueprint website, archived under the Governance and Workgroup tab. Moving forward, the group has proposed to have the whole workgroup meet quarterly and project teams meet monthly. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to contact us using the email provided here. Thank you.